Jackson County Veterans Council, Dave Wallahan. Hi, Dave.
Hi,
Good to see you.
good to be seen.
Dave, an Army veteran, is wearing a
Oh, no.
Navy shirt.
Yeah, well,
Is that allowed?
I didn't buy it, my son bought it.
Oh, okay.
Well, I did a Tiger cruise a few years back where I got on board a ship in Honolulu and rode back to San Diego with him. He was stationed on the ship.
Neat. So is it a luxury cruise where there's
No.
big buffets and
No.
no?
And one night in the mess hall, of course, he's an officer, so I was sitting in an officer's mess, and one of the guys were complaining about their steak being too raw, and I said, "Mine's super well done. I'll trade with it." He said, "Oh no," he said, "This is grade E meat, not grade A. So you guys take the one that's cooked." He said. So it was kind of funny.
Well, we've seen the veterans in our community at a lot of events. You guys have been flag bearers and color guard
Oh yeah.
for a lot of parades and community activities. Most recently, the Vietnam Veterans of America, Chapter 109, served as color guard at the Relay for Life.
They did. Mm-hmm.
They're a big part of that. And unfortunately, as you know, many of the veterans have cancer from their time in Vietnam.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. And it doesn't get easier. We lost our chapter commander, was it a year and a half ago now, I think it was, Bob. And you knew Bob Wilkinson as well as you knew me.
Mhm.
And that was a big deal. But Mike Finch has picked up the ball and ran with it. And he's doing a terrific job for the chapter. And I talked with him this morning on the phone because we're getting ready for some activity at the fair next week. And so we were just tying up a few loose ends on some things. And I think he's doing a terrific job keeping the chapter intact and going on strong.
Yeah, he really had big shoes to fill. Bob Wilkinson does incredible amount of work he did and his dedication to our community. And I've talked to Mrs. Wilkinson a couple of times, and as much as she misses him, so does the community.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, there's no doubt. And not in other ways, too, because he played Santa Claus, too, and I think he was involved with Junior Dorcas and some other things as well. So.
Yeah, he was a fun guy. He really was.
He was a great guy.
All right, so next year's or next week.
Next week.
Next
Yeah,
week.
next week.
Yeah. Next week is the Jackson County Fair, and the fair does give a lot of attention to our community's veterans.
Well, we do, and thank you to AT&T because they do the Thursday and Friday that is considered Veterans Day. All veterans get in free. It's AT&T that covers that cost. And they also provide us with, this year, 70 feet of room to set up our displays and our booths. And it's not just the VVA guys that are going to be there. We'll have members from the American Legion and the VFW there. And we're going to have, on Thursday and Friday, we'll have some folks from the VA there working, talking about the PACT Act and talking about healthcare and other programs that the VA offers. So it's a pretty full package this year.
It's pretty much an annual tradition that the traveling wall is on display at the Jackson County Fair last year, and I think you're going to do it again this year, have a procession.
You know, we bring in the Michigan Traveling Wall. It's owned by the Vietnam Veterans of America, Chapter 73 out of Holland, and there's a picture of the truck that brings it in. That's Fred Trost, and he'll have a new guy with him named Dave Hill this year, not the golfer. And we're going to start at the Holiday Inn Express out on O'Neill, come down Airport Road to Michigan Avenue, and then straight into town, and probably take Washington around the city, and then come up Cooper to Ganson and back into the fair that way. We leave this year, primarily we've been leaving at 9 o'clock in the morning. This year we've moved it to 10:15 because we want everybody to stick around a little longer than they had in the past. Because by the time we get this there, we have to have this set up by noon, so beginning of the fair. Mm-hmm. But we also want to keep everybody around because we'll do a flag raising ceremony also to help open the fair.
Oh, look, there's you, way in the back.
Way in the back, yeah. And that picture you just showed with the mannequins is an obsolete issue now.
You're in that picture too?
No, but they got rid of the mannequins. But it's a terrific event. We have a military display of equipment and supplies and pictures, and we have, there's Gordon Rudolph right there. He looks a little different these days. And it's quite an event. The kids love looking at everything. The parents bring back a memory too. And then This year we're going to be in a different spot though in the Fair Event Center. We always, when you walked in, we were always on that left side building. I think that's the east side. Today we're way in the, or this year going to be way in the back where the room divider is. And,
Where what?
Well, there's, that's a great big room. They have the divider up, so the
Oh,
room,
in the same building?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we're in the same building, but we'll be against that divider in the back. So we're hoping to get a vehicle from the VA parked out in front, so they can do some counseling as far as are you qualified for issues with the PACT Act, or if you've not been enrolled with health care, you could do that enrollment as well. So we're working on getting that arranged. I have some military equipment that Terry Pitts owns. He might be able to bring some of it in for us. We're limited on room though, a little bit inside now, so I don't know where we're going to be able to put everything, but we'll figure it out. We're always adapt, improvise and overcome, as they say.
So 2 days for veterans for free admission, and that's Thursday and Friday. But on opening day of the fair, Sunday, that's when the
that's when the wall comes in on Sunday morning. Yeah, we'll start that route at like I said, 10:15. We'll have it in place by noon. It takes about an hour to take it out of the trailer and put it all together, and but it's a terrific site. 2,662 names on that wall of people just from Michigan that died in Vietnam one way or another.
Yeah, just Michigan.
Just Michigan.
And
all 57 of them from Jackson are on there.
It's mind-numbing, really, to see all those names.
Yeah, it is. It's incredible.
And I noticed, like the wall in Washington, people trace.
We can do that here too.
Yeah.
Yeah. The names are etched now. Fred would prefer that you let him do it. Obviously, they have quite an investment in that wall.
Yeah.
And if you look at it, it actually indicates the Vietnam Wall in Washington. It's up higher, but the middle is higher and the ends are lower and more narrow. So it takes a little imagination, but
yeah. This is just one of the many things you can see. The Vietnam Veterans of America has been working for several years on assembling a lot of artifacts and history. They actually go and do presentations.
To the schools, they do presentations, and they love to get in there and let the kids see what they're doing. We'll even have kids come to the fair, and they'll put a helmet on them and a poncho liner and a flak jacket and an ammo can and an M16, and then they make them run the length of the building, so they used to be. One other thing I want to mention though too is on Friday night, the 11th, we're going to do an enlistment ceremony, a swearing-in ceremony of new recruits going in the military, and they've allowed us this year to do it on the main stage in front of the grandstand. So we're going to be up there before the band goes on Friday evening.
That's a great idea.
7 p.m. We've done it the last 3 years, but it's always been in the building where Fair Event Center. But I asked permission to do it. The guys on the Veterans Council thought it was a great idea, so I talked to Denise, and Denise got it worked out so that we were able to do it. Right now we have at least 10 people that are going to be there for swearing into military service, and on the truck that right afterwards heading for Lansing.
I think we should do that every year for everyone that's going into the military from the community.
Well, we thought it'd be something. There's a lot of people that have never seen it. A lot of people that have seen it, been through it, and maybe they don't want to see it again, or maybe they just like to see what the new generation looks like.
Yeah, and it's much more formal and more exciting to see than what happens when they actually arrive on base for basic training.
Well, you've done that.
Yeah.
You went to San Diego, didn't it?
Yes.
Wasn't it? And you've also been to the VA, different places too, and it's pretty impressive how you guys have followed up on that over the years.
Yeah. Yes, you'd like to think recruits are warmly welcome to San Diego.
Or Fort Knox, where I went, or anywhere else they do it these days.
Oh
it's not the same.
You wonder how these sergeants have any voice left after.
Oh, it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, you gave me a hard time about my Navy shirt. I do have my soldier socks on.
That's great. Army man.
Yep, all the way.
Have you been coaching this summer?
No, after the season was over, we went to the state meet with one of our athletes. He's a freshman that qualified the state meet in 100 meters. So
yes, Dave is one of the Michigan Center track coaches.
We got a track painted this year. I've been giving him a little pressure about getting it done. And it worked out. It looks awesome. It's a beautiful job they did. So next year, that's the light of the candle, I say, to making that complex a little more beautiful than what it is. Michigan Center has a great program out there, and in the football field and the baseball and softball fields that they have out there. The whole complex is just a really nice complex.
It is.
We
Looks
have
great.
great kids out there
Mhm.
too.
There's a lot of pride. You see that in that school. Well, we'll see you, hard to believe, next week
Oh,
at the
boy.
Jackson County Fair.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in. From the Jackson County Veterans Council, Dave Wallahan. We've got some other things coming up on